Are you coming back to school with me? We could have done it all so easily.
Welcome back to round 3 of the Duel of Ages game that I am playing out here for the channel. And if you've missed the first couple turns, then maybe pause this one, go back and watch the other two first, just so you know where things, what has happened up until this point. But before we go into round 3, Gabriel Schweitzer to the rescue again. He pointed out that it wasn't so much a mistake that I'd made as an omission, that with the henchman here, we have the Elven Archer, who had taken an opportunity, an op-fire shot against Stephen Decatur here. But when you look at the card for the Archer, you see that she has 2 op-fire shots. So she only took the 1 shot. Now, op-fire says you can't fire into the same space, or you can't fire at the same target. So, but I mean, she certainly could. She fired at Stephen. There's nothing saying she couldn't fire at Misty as well. So she's going to take a quick shot. Before we move on any further, we'll just take that quick shot against Misty. So Misty is a stealth of 4, and the Elven Archer is a bow of 6. So attacker is better by 1 because Misty has no cover or anything there. So attacker better by 1 is a hit. So Misty was hit by the arrow. So the power on the bow, we look back over here, the power of the bow is 7. Penetrating power versus Misty's armor of just 2. So that means the attacker is better by 5. Attacker better by 5 means plus 0 on the damage. So it is 1 damage. So Misty does take 1 damage from that shot. So I'm putting 1 here. I like to count up the number of wounds they've taken. So Misty's taken 1 wound of damage. So now we'll start turn 3. So I'll turn the dice over to turn 3 to indicate we're on the 3rd turn now. And we can go back to our reference card to make sure that I'm doing this as properly as I can. Free action. Looking over all the characters there, none of the characters who are here currently on the board have free actions. Greymead does. Greymead has a free action, but Greymead is not on the board yet. Greymead will be coming out at the end of this turn. So firing. So we can have the graceful Elven Archer fire again at one of those 2. Maybe she'll try and wound Misty Corona a bit more. And I don't think there's anybody else yet who can fire. I'm just looking there. So General James Gavin is here, but he doesn't have any weapons. Yeah, there's nobody on the board who really has anything or any targets nearby. So it will just be the graceful Elven Archer. Let me just double check here. The promising midshipman, she does actually have an energy rifle, and she has a range of 3 only. So she doesn't have the range. The Archer does have the range with a range of 6. So we will take 1 more shot. We'll take the shot at Misty. So again, attacker is better by 1. And that is a complete failure. So it's a miss. Now let me know, one thing I've been thinking about doing when I was just thinking about these cards. This one is the automatic failure no matter what. This is the worst card to get. There's also the opposite side where it's an amaze and everything's great. So if you would like, I can shuffle these back in because these are the extreme cards, and then there's sometimes instinct, never knowing when they're coming out. Now that we know this terrible one's out, we don't have to worry about it, or at least the white team doesn't have to worry about it. If you'd like me to shuffle it back in, that's something I was thinking of doing as like a house rule, just to keep it a little interesting, a little spicy. So that's the only shooting. So next we have moving. So they are going to move in to the thing. So we have the 2 there. And I think we're going to go for speed. Let's make our future people faster. So they're going to go for the speed one there. Op fire, so nobody on the opposite side is able to op fire at them. Well, I say that, let's just remind ourselves, after a week's thing. So we've got Fluffy the cat and the potato mashers. Potato mashers have a range of 3, so she couldn't op fire at them anyway. Who else? There's nobody around there. No. Jerry. Oh, he's still in his dome. He's coming out next turn. Yeah, so I don't think there's going to be any op fire. Melee. There is no melee. So he goes... Oh, I just did the 1 movement. Pardon me. Let's do all the movements, shall we? So I like to, like as I said before, go in order of respect. It just helps me to know that I'm doing things and getting everybody accounted for. So Zoe Burrows here has a movement of 6. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So as the mole, she can enter in the enemy base without stopping and without having to be challenged. So she's now in the black base. General James Gavin, he sees all these people coming for him. He's going to make a run for it. And he's already down there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The soldier going to war seems to make sense in the modern age. So he's going to be adventuring there. Next we have Kit Carson. Kit Carson had tried the ancient challenge here and it didn't work out so well for him, but he's going to try again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So being in the swamp will give him some cover in case anybody does pop out there. And it says his move cost is 1. You look at his card here. It says that his move cost is 1 in woods, swamp, water, and rough. So while he can't go through the deep water here, the dark blue is deep water, he can move easily through this rough terrain, which is what he was doing. Next we have Winter Creek. Winter Creek only has 3 movement. So Winter Creek's over here, but again, anytime he goes through trees, it's 0 movement points for him. So this is going to be 1, 1, 2, and 3. So he's coming over there. So if Misty and Stephen Decatur want to fight him, they can. But he's a pretty tough cookie. I don't know that they want to necessarily take him on in hand-to-hand combat. Next up we have Paragonia, the do-good android. And she, I think, is going to help out in the future thing here. So she will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now this is swamp in here. So in the swamp, it's 3 movement points. So she'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there. Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga. Oh, she's not out yet. Okay, so she'll come out during the reinforced phase. So Baba Yaga and Grey Meat are coming out. Now, op fire, now that these things have gone. So Misty Corona is actually going to do an op fire against Winter Creek as he comes lumbering in there. She's going to throw her potato masher at him. So she reveals that she has a potato masher. One of those old World War II grenades. Can be thrown over dome and building spaces. The user does not need to see target. The target gains +2 stealth for each such space. Yeah, so she does not have any bonuses for that. And so she is using it's her ball skill versus Winter Creek's stealth skill. So her ball skill is actually very poor, only a 3. But I don't think Winter Creek is very stealthy. No, 0. So attacker is better by 3. And she is on the black team. So attacker is better by 3 is a hit. So then we look at the damage here. The penetrating damage is 5. And Winter Creek's armor is 5. So attacker better by 0. Attacker better by 0 is -2 damage. The potato masher does 3 damage. So Winter Creek takes 1 damage. He has 10 left. So like I said, not somebody you want to necessarily be tangling with. And that is it for the op fire. Melee, there is no melee. So we go on to the adventuring. So for adventuring, we have Marissa of Ravenna in the future dome here, and General Gavin, James Gavin, in the modern adventure. So we'll do the future one first. And we have 3 scree in a space bar. They are spoiling for trouble. Oblige them. So it's a 4 strength challenge, and these here, so we just refer to her card. Neither of those things match, but she is matching the age, so she gets +1, but her strength is only 2. So this is not looking good for her. Not looking good for her on that one. So defender is better by 1. Defender better by 1 is a fail. So she has failed this one. So it says, no doubt about it, 3 scree are too much for you. Yeah, she's hardly the fighting type. So we'll just leave that there on top of the future deck, and she will be dismissed to the green. So she and her hench ladies are taken over to green. So there's this one and one down here. I think there's a lot going on here, and with the Elven Archer, I think she's quite useful. I'm going to put her down here. Then we have General James Gavin in the modern thing here. So he draws his. Let's just pull General up. Let's look at his things. So Cat and Mouse and Karachi. So we have a gun and a shield. So again, neither match for him, but he does match the age. The stealth of 6, and he has a stealth of 6. So with the matching time period, he gets +1. So it's effectively stealth of 7 versus a 6. So it's attacker better by 1. Attacker better by 1 is a squeak. So the gray one means squeak. So Squeak says, +1, a close pursuit that is sure to leave the operative paranoid for days to come. He's dismissed, but it hasn't quite accomplished his mission there. So again, we leave that for the next time. And he'll get a +1 next time he tries that, and he is dismissed. And we'll go to yellow. Now, he wants to be very careful about coming back here because the black players are coming in there in force and look like they're spoiling for a fight. So, as much as he'd like to come back to this area, it just seems a bit too volatile right now. So I think the general is going to go over here where his pals are. Okay, so that's the adventuring. So all the adventuring is done. Going on to the reinforce phase. In the reinforce phase, then we are bringing out everybody because all the black team is out. So now we're just bringing out the rest of the white team. So Baba Yaga comes to a blue dome. So we'll put Baba Yaga's token at a blue dome. Again, Baba Yaga, while she is magical, can fly. Yeah, she doesn't want to be. There's too much going on over there. I think that we're needing to be a bit more conservative until we can start to see how that pans out. And then Greymead. Greymead is coming out, and Greymead is reinforcing to a blue dome. So, poor Greymead. Well, Greymead is in the thick of that. Okay, I had just gone back to quickly review last week's video because I noticed that Private Sanchez and Krator, the Barbarian, were off their domes. So at the end of the last thing, Private Sanchez was on this red dome and Krator was actually on this blue dome. So what that means then is there was no blue dome for Greymead to take. So Greymead can go anywhere. Now, Marissa already has some people helping her out. Greymead is best when Greymead is with somebody. So I'm just reading quickly. The Greymead can, like if he goes with Baba Yaga, then he can fly. So the other character that he pairs with has to have an honor of 5 or greater. We'll just put Greymead over here for now with everybody else, and we'll see how it pans out. We'll try and organize Greymead to join up with somebody. All right, on to the black team's turn. Starting the black team's turn, we're going to take a free action. The only character here that has a free action ability is Seven Eyes. What Seven Eyes can do is look at the guardians or an encounter. We're not using encounters in this one, so I can look at the guardians here and any of the things. I mean, I can look at any one of them that I want. I already know this one, I already know this one, I already know this one, so it really kind of only makes sense to check out the colonial one, because I've got 2 teammates there close to the colonial, and it'll help me to know who would I send in first. Okay, so the colonial one is attacker better by 0. So this one is it's absolutely nothing. I mean, it's just it doesn't matter who I send in. It's just checking the card for an attacker better by 0. So that doesn't help at all. So let's go on to the next part. So firing. So most of the team is in domes. We can maybe fire a grenade at the Winter Creek again. So that is the only one who can do anything, because everybody else, most of the other team is still in their domes. So even if they had any cards, like I know Jerry is armed to the teeth there, but he's still in the dome. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do Misty chucking another potato masher grenade at Winter Creek. So we looked at it before. It was a 3 versus 0. Attacker better by 3. So attacker is better by 3 is a hit. Ooh, barely. And it was a 5 versus a 5. Attacker better by 0 is plus 0. So Winter Creek takes 3 more damage, because the potato mashers do 3 damage. That's 4 damage to Winter Creek now. Then we go on to the moving. So these 2 are going to go running in, and I think we'll just go movement and hitting. We'll just go like that. And so that's those 2. On to Jerry. Jerry wants to get, like I said, that vantage point up on this cliff face here, this plateau, because he has lots of good range weapons and sentinels and things that he can put to good use. So Jerry's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there. So that's his movement. Now let's just take a quick look at what Jerry has again. Let's remind ourselves. So he has the implosion rod for melee combat, throwing knives, Thompson machine gun, a Black Panther, which he can release as a free action, but again, he has to have an enemy in line of sight, and it has to be done as a free action, and he can't do it while he's in a dome, so he couldn't have done it before. The Slayer Extract. If the owner causes damage with a melee card, they suffer an extra 2 damage. Okay, this is the Sentinel we're looking at here. So set up, use all his movement points in the setup space. So that'll be next turn. He's unleashing this. He doesn't have this special ability down here, so he can't unleash it in the free action phase. So it'll be set up in his next movement phase. And a branding iron in case anybody tries to use it. That's so funny. It even has a J for Jerry Gillis. And then the glass blade. So yeah, he's got some good ranged weapons, good melee weapons. The Panther, he's kind of covering all his bases there, like a true survivalist. All right, so Jerry has moved. Private Sanchez, well, he's tucked away back here, so he's going to maybe start moving in for the modern thing here. He'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there. And Krator. Krator has a movement of 7. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to there. And then Amanda Pierce has a 7 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Start making way across. Now that challenge down here, the modern challenge, well, let's back up a bit. So the modern challenge down here did have, like I'm looking, she has the exact symbol she needs for that modern challenge. So maybe that might, although it's far for her to go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, well then she's going to be running into Winter Creek, and that is a big no-no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're not going to belabor this point too much. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. While she's a loner, seems Seven Eyes has taken a shine to her and is going to hang out with her. So Krator's moved. We've done all those. We moved Krator. Just Blackbeard. Blackbeard has a move of 6. Now, once per game, he can go to the Wailing Cave here in Lith's thing and get a free elite. So I think that's what he's going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's going to find his pirate treasure. Okay. And that is it for their movement. So now on to the adventuring. So we know that the colonial thing here, we'll do Stephen Decatur first. No, you know what? I think he's got better stats than Misty. We'll do Misty Corona first. So as I said, it's the attacker better by 0 card. So it's just pull a card and it's attacker better by 0 no matter what. Black team, attacker better by 0 is a pass. They've got it. So Misty now moves this down here to this spot, Team Black, as opposed to Team White's thing. One more time, and all colonial characters will get +1 speed. But she's halfway there. And then she is dismissed. She goes to a black dome. So black domes are over here and over there. Misty flies. Yeah, I think she's going to go over here where it's a little safer because there's a lot of the white players over here right now, the white team, and then we have the, Jerry about to set up some defenses here for the black team, so she feels safer over there. And now we have Stephen Decatur, and his challenge is hunting the werewolf on your own private grounds in Transylvania. So we have that scary looking tree with some creepy eyes, and Stephen Decatur matches nothing except the age. So we're looking at range of 5. So he's better by 1 there, so 5 to a 4. And his age matches the age of the card, so he's better by 2. So attacker better by 2 is another success. So Stephen moves that one down to there. And then Stephen is dismissed to a black dome. And I think Stephen is going to keep pushing for that colonial adventure site here to really work it to his advantage, and to Blackbeard's as well when they start to improve their stats. That is it for the adventuring on the black team. So we just look at the reinforcement now. There's nobody to reinforce, so that is the end of turn 3. As always, if I've made any rules mistakes, please let me know. If you have any suggestions for things you might like to see me doing in the game, like I said, do you want me to reshuffle those If I get the super amaze card, or that was the super fail card, do you want me shuffling those back in, just like I say, keep it a little more interesting? Do you have any ideas of what you might like to see the characters doing? Let me know in the comments section below. Do love to hear from the viewers. Always appreciate the feedback. And until next time, I am Craig Thompson Wood, your host on Teaching with Board Games, saying thanks for coming to the classroom. Just as a quick end note here, just realizing just as I'm signing off that I had not adventured with Zoe Burrows in the thing. She could have done an adventure to try to break the high gate here, so that way other teammates can just walk in that side. I don't think that's the best choice for her. I would rather break a different gate if I was going to break a gate, or do something else to harm the team. So she's choosing not to adventure at this time. She's going to do something else next turn. So not forgotten, just not doing anything with her this turn.
Are you coming back to school with